All right, today we're diving into something called Midnight City. And this is, well, it's an interactive simulation that's really trying to completely change how we look at blockchain and privacy. This isn't just another project, folks. It feels like we're on a new frontier here.
So right off the bat, you get this quote from Charles Hoskinson. And yeah, that definitely tells you this is something different. He's saying, look, this is not just some Stardew Valley clone. It's something way, way bigger. It's not just a game, it's a living, breathing experiment. So what is this place exactly?
Okay, so the core concept here is something they call an agentic civilization. So what does that mean? Basically, imagine a living digital economy. But instead of people, it's populated entirely by AI agents. And here's the wild part. Every single thing they do, every interaction, creates a real transaction on a network. This makes the whole system totally unpredictable, and it's just constantly changing on its own.
Okay, so let's jump in and really see what makes this world tick.
So the first thing you really got to get is that this isn't a game you can win. There's no final boss, no high score. It's a live demonstration. Think of it as the interactive front page for a whole new privacy-focused blockchain called the Midnight Network. The whole point is for you to experience the network in action, not just read about it in some dry white paper.
And the way they describe it, it's perfect. They say to think of it like an ant farm. You know, you're just watching this complex little society do its thing. Or like a digital fish tank, this self-contained ecosystem. And this is cool. Soon, it's going to be like a Tamagotchi, where you can have your very own AI agent living and breathing inside this world. And all of this brings us to the real heart of the project, the big mission, making privacy something you can actually see.
I mean, think about it for a second. How do you actually see a privacy network? The whole point of one is to be hidden, to be opaque. So how on earth do you show people that it's working? How do you make something that's invisible by design visible? Well, here's the fundamental difference. On a standard blockchain, like everything is out in the open, right? All the data is public. But on the Midnight Network, it's the opposite. Everything is private by default. All you'd normally see is a jumble of what they call ciphertext. It's like looking at a lockbox with no key. And yeah, that's amazing for privacy, but let's be honest, it would make for a super boring thing to watch.
So how does Midnight City get around this? Well, the answer is actually really elegant. It's all about something called selective disclosure.
Okay, check this out, because this is the brilliant part. The simulation gives you 3 different ways to look at the city. First, there's public mode. Here, all you see is that encrypted ciphertext, exactly what you'd see on the live network. But then, you can switch to auditor mode. Suddenly, certain details become visible, kind of like what a regulator might need to see. And then, there's God mode. Now, this one's just for the simulation, but it lets you see everything, an agent's private data, its personality, even its motivations.
And that is the magic right there. By flipping between these different views, you're not just a spectator. You are actively experiencing what selective disclosure feels like. It takes this big, abstract idea of rational privacy and makes it totally tangible. It's just a genius way to show off the technology.
Okay, so that covers the why of the city. But now, let's get to the who. Let's talk about the AI agents actually living in this place. And this is where things get really, really fascinating. We're not talking about simple bots here. These are deeply complex AIs. Sure, they have jobs, they earn currency, they live in different parts of the city, but it goes so much deeper than that. They can actually fall in love with other agents. They get into conflicts, they hold elections, and they even protest policy issues. It's wild.
Yeah, this quote from Charles really nails it. These agents are unpredictable. The moment you spawn one into the city, it's on its own. It has its own personality, its own motivations. Maybe it'll go make friends, or maybe it'll start a rivalry. The point is, you are not in control anymore.
So, what's actually making them tick under the hood? Well, their thinking and reasoning, that's powered by Google's Gemini AI. And their personalities are actually built on a foundation of Jungian archetypes and some custom-built lore, which gives every single agent this really rich, deep psychological backstory.
And you know, this whole thing is really just getting started. So what's next? And more importantly, how can you get involved?
Well, the city is constantly evolving. As of today, you can hop in and just explore, follow the agents around, see what they're up to. But soon, you'll actually be able to spawn your very own agent. And then, down the line, the plan is for you to be able to participate in the city's governance. It's a whole roadmap of involvement.
So if any of this sounds cool to you, you can check it out for yourself right now. Just head over to midnight.city. And if you want to keep up with how the city's evolving and be the first to know when you can create your own agent, you should definitely join their conversation over on Discord.
You know, when you step back, Midnight City is so much more than just a tech demo. It's a huge experiment. It's like this digital terrarium where we get a front row seat to watch an AI civilization grow from scratch. And as we watch them build their society with all the good and the bad, the cooperation and the conflict, it kind of makes you wonder, right? What can we learn about our own society from watching theirs?